welcome to the chapter 6, that is the control statements. As we know, what is a control statements? Control statements controls the flow of data. Okay, let me see what are the control statements. In these control statements, to cause the flow of execution, to advance and branch based on changes to the state of a program. Actually, these control statements defines the flow of an execution and how we are going to be controlling our program execution. In your Java, where there are various kinds of control statements present, and they are categorized into selection control statements, iteration control statements, and jump cases control statement. In selection statement, allow your program to choose different paths of execution based upon outcome of an expression or the state of variable. So depends upon the condition, it will be executed. So that is why it is called as a selection statements. And next one is iteration statements. These iteration statements execute based on the condition, and it will be execute repeatedly until unless the condition fails. And jump case statement allow to execute your program in a nonlinear fashion, means it transfers the control from one location to another location. If you observe the two selection statements, we are having simple if statement as well as a switch statement, and also in if we are having various kinds of statements. Let them see briefly. Let us see what are the decision making if statements. So as we see, to reduce the complexity of a code, sometimes we are going to be using some decisions. So based on that decisions, the control will flow. Okay, and here we are having simple if statement, if else statement, nested if else statement, and else if ladder. Already we have learned this in your C and C++. Let us see this a simple if statement. If you observe the syntax, if test condition, then body of a statement will be executed. If the test condition fails, whatever the statement after the body, it will be executed. So if you observe the flowchart of if statement, here it is an entry controlling looping statement. If the condition is a true block of statement will be executed. If the condition is a false, whatever the after the true block will be executed. If you observe here a sample program, we are taking the class name as positive, and we are defining the main method public static void main string argso, and next we are defining the variable initialization int a is equal to 10. Now I am writing one condition to test whether that number is positive or negative. If a greater than 10, so in here we are already having 10 greater than 0, condition is true, it will display the number is positive. Suppose if a is minus 10, now let us see the condition minus 10 greater than 0, condition false, it doesn't display any output. Now we are moving to the if else statement. The simplest form of if else statement, if the condition is true, it will execute the true block of a statement, otherwise it will execute the else block of statement. Afterwards it will execute the block of statement after the else block statement. Okay, if the condition is true, it will execute the true block and it skips the else block. Whatever the statement after the else block will be executed, and further execution will be positive. Now if you see the flowchart, we are having, if the test condition is true block of statement is executed. After that it will skip the false block. Whatever the statement after the else block, it will be executed, that is the statement X is executed. Now we are taking the same example to test whether it is a positive or negative. Here I am making it as a is equal to 10. If a is greater than 10, it will display as number is positive, else it will display number is negative. For example, if I want to display the number is negative, I am making it as a minus 10. It checks from the starting condition itself only. If the condition fails, the control transfer to the else block. Now nesting of if else statement. As we know, what is a nesting of if else statement? Any if else is placed within another if else statement is called as nesting of if else statement. If you see here the syntax, we are having if condition and followed by open curly brace and closing curly brace. Here it is having, now within this if we are writing one more if else, so that is why it is an if else statement. Here the if is exist and else is exist. If this condition fails, then control comes to else block. Whatever the else block statement is exist, it will execute. Later onwards, it will come out of the else block. Whatever the statement rest statement will be executed. Okay, already we are familiar with this. Here the flowchart is given, just go through it. Now we will see a simple program related to the nested if else statement. This is a popular program you have learned in your C++, biggest among the three numbers. So I am taking the class as biggest. I am making the public static void main string args, int a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, c is equal to 30. Now I am writing the condition if a greater than b. Once again within the block I am writing one more if condition if a greater than c. Then I am displaying a is the biggest, else c is the biggest. If this if condition is a fails, automatically control moves to the else block. Then whatever the else block, once again I am placing one more if condition related to that. If the condition is true, this statement will be executed. If the condition is false, else block statement will be executed. Okay, so as you are familiar, I don't want to explain more. Now the else if ladder, it is a multi-path decision. So these kinds of decisions are very much essential whenever we are constructing some complex program, but it is a time consuming because it every time checks the condition from starting to end. It doesn't directly choose the appropriate one. Okay, so a multi-path decision is a chain of its which statement associated with each else is an if. Let us see the if else if statement. As you are familiar, if followed by the condition statement 1, else if condition 2 statement 2, and so on. It ends with else block. Okay, and afterwards whatever the rest statement is exist, it will be executed. So if I want to know month of the year, day of the week, let them, we will construct by using this if else statement and so on. Let us see here a simple program is given. Now class else if ladder, name of the class is else if ladder. We are defining the main method, that is public static void main string args. Now I am defining the variable. It here, if you observe your roll number, in the roll number we are having square brackets. It clearly indicates it is an array data type of integer variable. And here if you see equal to followed by open curly brace, closing curly brace, we are initializing this array. Roll number is an array data type of an integer variable, and it stores 111, 222, 333, 444, and its size is 4. Its index value is 4. It starts at 0 and ends at 3. Int marks, it is also an array variable. We have stored 81, 75, 43, and 58. And now I am constructing one for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than roll number dot length. What is the length of roll number? 4. So now the condition is true. If the condition is true, it is entering into the body of a statement. In this body of a statement, I am checking one more condition. If marks are 5. So what is I value? 0. In marks of 0 location, which value is exist? 81. 81 greater than 79. Whether condition is true? True. So it will display system.out.println roll number of 0, that is a 111 is honors. Okay, so rest of else if statement will be skipped. Once again the control will come to the I incrementation. Now I become 1 less than roll number dot length, condition true. It will come here marks of 1. In the marks of 1 we are having 75 greater than 79, condition false. It will come to the else if 75 greater than 59, condition is true. This will be executed and rest statement will be skipped. Okay, likewise it will be displayed. Okay, and next our statement is a switch case statement. This switch case statement is a multi-way decision making statement, and it tests the condition based on a variable against a list of case values. Okay, for example, if you see here the syntax switch expression, this expression will matches the case values. Whatever the value is matched with this case, then that case of value will be executed, and every case value is terminated with break statement, and every switch case statement is within a default. It is an optional, may or may not exist in your switch case. Here the same thing as explained. Here the case values will be terminated with colon. And now here we are seeing the flowchart of this switch expression, switch case statement, and we are having sample program. If you observe your class a sample switch main method for int I is equal to 0, I less than 6, condition true, I am switching I. Now what is I value? 0. 0 equal to 0. Whether condition is true? True. Then it will matches to the case 0 and display I is 0. Afterwards it will skip out of a loop and I value will be incremented. Now I become a 1 less than 6. switch of 1, so it matches to the case 1, it displays the I is 1 and break. It terminates from the body of a statement and comes to the switch, come to the loop. Now I become increment, likewise it will be continue. Now next our concept is a nested switch statement. Already we are familiar with nested if else statement. What is a nested if else? Any if else is placed within another if else is called as nested if else. In the same sense, any switch case statement is placed within another switch case statement, then it is an nested switch case statement. And outer switch, whatever the first switch is appearing, that is an outer switch. Whatever the inside switch is appearing, that is an inner switch. So here you are identifying switch count case 1. In the case 1, once again we are placing as another switch case. So it is clearly gives this is a nested switch. Sometimes these nested switches are also very important whenever we are defining some complex program. So that is why we have to use this switch case statement. Next, our concept is iteration statement. What is an iteration statement? As we know, a body of a statement repeatedly execute until unless the condition fail is called as an iteration statement. This is also called as loops. There are three kinds of iteration statements available in your Java. First one is for, second one is while, and the third one is do while loop statement. Okay, here the loop is also the same thing, a body of a statement repeatedly execute until the condition is met. Let us see, first iteration statement is while. As we know, what is a while loop? While loop is a fundamental loop of a statement. It repeats a statement of a block while it is controlling expression is true. So this is entry controlling looping statement. As we know, what is a entry controlling looping statement? Whenever we entering into the condition, if the condition is only true, then body of a statement will execute. If the condition is false, it will skip the body of statement. Okay, whatever the statement exists after the body of the loop, it will be executed. So here we are having one demonstration class while. If you see, we are not supposed to use the name of a class as a keywords, but here we are using keyword, but W is in capital because Java is also one of a case sensitive. As we know, it is varying as different. Okay, public static void main method I am defining int n is equal to 10. I have taken one integer variable and assigned the value as a 10. It has initialized. Now I am writing the condition while n greater than 0. N greater than 0 condition is true. I am displaying the output as tick plus n value, that is tick 10. Okay, now I am decrementing the value n minus minus. Now it is a 9. Once again control comes to the while loop. 9 greater than 0 condition true, it will display 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. So body of statement will be repeated. Okay, because condition has not failed. Now 1 minus 1 0, 0 greater than 0 condition false, it skips. And next it is a do while loop statement. As we know, do while loop statement is the exit control looping statement. If you see the syntax, do followed by the body of the statement while test condition followed by semicolon. Compulsory do while loop statements ends with a semicolon. Why it is called as exit control looping statement? As we know, while is an entry controlling looping statement and the do while is exit controlling looping statement. In do while, even the condition fails, the body of statement will execute at least once. That is why it is called as exit controlling looping statements. Even if the condition fail for the one time, this body of statement will execute. Okay, so here one example is exist. For example, int n is equal to 10. For example, let us see int n is equal to minus 10. Okay, do system.out.println. I am displaying n value as minus 10. N minus 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 10 minus 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 9. Minus 9 greater than 0 condition false, it skips. Okay, for example, if I take the same example as the same thing, class do while public static void main int n is equal to 10, do system.out.println tick n. What is the n value? 10. Now 10 minus minus 9. Now I am checking the condition while 9 greater than 0 condition is true, then control moves to the do and once again it will display decrement. It continues till to the 1. 1 minus minus 0. 0 greater than 0 condition false, it skips. And next our statement is a for loop. For loop is also called an entry controlling looping statement. First, it is having the syntax of for initialization, test condition, either increment or decrementation section, followed by the body of the loop. Okay, so here the explanation has given the same thing. You just go through it. Now, class for TikTok, sorry, for tick. Class for tick I have taken the main method, that is public static void main int n for n is equal to 10, n greater than 0, n minus minus. So n value is a 10. Condition n 10 greater than 0, condition true. I am displaying the value of n, that is 10. Next, control will come to the decrementation. Now n become 9, 9 greater than 0, and so on. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Afterwards 1 minus minus 0, 0 greater than 0, condition false, it skips. Next concept is nested for loop. These are very essential topic. To display the information in the form of rows and columns, we have to use the nested for loop. As we know what is a for loop, okay, nested for loops. Any for loop is placed within another for loop is called as nested for loop. The first loop is called as an outer for loop, and the inner loop is called as innermost for loop is called as inner loop. Okay, yes, here we are having some example. If you see class nested public static void main string args int I comma j for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, condition true, I plus plus, it is entering into the body. In the body we are mentioning one more for loop for j is equal to I, j less than 10, j plus plus. Now I am displaying the value j is equal to 0, 0 less than 10, condition true, I am displaying dot. Next I am displaying one free space and j value is incremented. Now j become 1, 1 less than 10, right? So this will be executed 10 dots of 10 rows and 10 columns using break. Now the break is a jump case statement. As we know what is the usage of a break, here it is a very essential topic. This looping statement as well as conditional statements are very important topic in your Java. It will ask for 6 marks, 8 marks, 10 marks as well as 2 marks, and this break is very much essential. As we have seen, these are used in switch case statements. To terminate the switch case statement, we are using the break statement. Second, it is also used in exit controlling looping statement. Third, it is also can be used in civilized form of goto. Now we will see what is a break to exit a loop. Sometimes it is necessary to break the loop, deeper loops. At that time we are going to be using break statement to exit a loop. Okay, and by how we are mentioning this break statement in exiting from a loop, by mentioning some conditional expressions. Let me see one sample program. If you see here the sample program, class breakup public static void main string args for int I is equal to 0, I less than 100, I plus plus. Now I am writing the condition I equal to 10 break, whether I value is 0, 0 equal to 10, no, it skips, it will display I value as 0. Now I value incremented 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, it is displaying. Now I become a 10, 10 equal to 10, condition is a true, break, it skip, it exit from the loop. Okay, after whatever the statement is exists, that will be displayed, that is loop complete will come here. Actually if you see here, it has to display the value from 0 to 100, but we are making forcefully to terminate by specifying this condition. So if you want to exit from the loop in a deeper loops, we are mentioning some condition to exit from the loop by using the break statement. Now breaking as a form of goto. In Java we don't have goto statement, so that is why we are using labeled break as a goto statement. By using this break label, then the syntax is break label. By using this break label, we are transmitting our control from one location to another location. If you see here, in while we are using if condition break, so automatically control transfer from one location, it is exiting from the while loop, we are exiting from the do while loop, we are exiting from the for loop, here it is exiting from the nested for loop. So that is the usage of a break. Break is used to exit from the deeper loops. And next, if you observe here the goto statement, whatever the break label, the label will be mentioned within the colon. Here you are identifying the civilized form of goto. Class break main method boolean t is equal to true. Here first followed by the colon, it clearly gives it is a label. Second followed by the colon, it is also a label. Third followed by a colon, it is also a label. Now I am displaying one output statement. before the break, if of t, what is the value of t? True. If true, true equal to true, condition true, break second, automatically the control transfer to the second. So here it will comes, once again it will enters, once again it will enters, this will be repeated, this will be repeated until unless the condition fails. So after the condition terminates, it will come to the control, come to the second, and it will terminates. After the terminate, whatever the value is present, that will be executed. So before the break, this won't, this is after second block, this is after block we are getting, we are not getting, this won't execute. And next one is a continuous statement. This is also very important, that label to go break is very important, and continue is very important. This question will be asked for 2 and 4 marks. So sometimes it is necessary, we have to skip some portion of a program in a loop, then we are going to be using continuous statement. So then the syntax of a continue is continue followed by the semicolon. You can use this continuous statement in your loop statement as mentioning the condition, do while loop statement as we are mentioning some condition, and in for loop by mentioning some conditions. Let us see here a sample program. Class continue, main method, for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Now I am displaying the I value. What is the I value? 0. 0 afterwards space. Now I am checking if 0% 2 equal to 0, whether the condition is true. Yes, true. If it is true, the continue. Automatically control moves to the for loop without displaying this blank space. Automatically control move to the further proceedings. Now the further proceeding is I incrementation. Now I become a 1 less than 10, condition true, system.out.println, I am displaying the I value. What is the I value? 1 afterwards I am getting the space. Now I am checking the condition 1% 2 equal to 0, whether 1% 2 equal to 0, no, false. Continue statement will be skipped. Whatever the statement is exist, we are getting a new line, okay, new line with a blank space, and afterwards the control will transfer to the incrementation. Now I become a 2 less than 10, condition true, it will display 2. 2% 2 equal to 0, it will skip the next line, and control will move to the incrementation, so on. So these kinds of continuous statements are very important, and also we can use it to display these pattern programs by using this continuous statement. Hope you have understand this concept. Please go through it. This is very much essential. You are having 8 to 10 marks on this chapter, and definitely questions are asking in this chapter. Please go through it. Thank you. Welcome. We will see sample programs execution in chapter 6. Already we have explained. Let me check whether it will work or not. Okay. So first I am copying. This is a positive, to check the positive value or negative value. I am opening the notepad and I am pasting. Here you are seeing this is a simple program of if statement, sample if statement program, yes. So here we are displaying the whether the number is a positive. If it is only the positive, then it is exists. So I'm copying and I'm saving, and while saving positive dot java, whatever the class name, java. Now I want to take the command prompt and login into the root directory, cd jdk 1.4/bin, okay, java positive, sorry, compilation java c positive dot java. So it is having errors. So please observe what are the errors we are having. So where it is showing expected, so maybe these are the errors I am modifying here. Okay, double quotation is showing errors, so I am saving. Now come once again to the command prompt and compile it. Is there any error? No. Now run it. Java positive, the number is positive. Okay, for example, if I modified it with -10 and I am saving, you won't get any result. Okay, I am first clearing the screen and compiling and running. In running, I do not get the any result because it is the condition is false, that is why hence it doesn't show any output. Okay, so next program we will see It is a simple if else statement. Now let me check. I'm copying and I'm opening the new file, I'm pasting, and this is a sample if else statement. Okay, here already positive is stored, I am storing it with a positive one. Okay, but we will get an error because this is the right double quotation we have to use, hence it has not been used. Okay, and I'm using here and saving it with positive one. Positive one dot java. Yes, I'm coming here, my command prompt, I'm clear the screen, compiling java c positive one dot java. There's no mistake in java positive, sorry, java positive one. Yes, number is positive. Why it is a number is positive? Because number 10 is positive. If I make as a minus 10, then let me check. If you made any corrections, you have to compile once again. Okay, and run. Now it is not getting. Why it is not getting? It is a Java positive one. Okay. Now number is negative. Got it? Yes. So that is your second program, and we are moving to the third program. Here the simple if else ladder is there. I'm copying the same program and taking that new file, pasting, and we have to save it as else if ladder. Okay, so this is a sample program. While saving, you have to give Java and come to the editor and clear the screen, compile it Java C else if ladder dot java. It is having errors, as you know what are the errors, right? So please make a note here, all the double quotation has to modify. Okay, yes, if you don't modify then it become a problem. Here also modify, here also modify. This is not given, right? And I'm here giving, and I'm here it is giving. Yes, now I'm saving this file, come to the editor, once again clear the screen, I'm compiling, still it is having two errors, honors. Okay, yes, it is missed here, and because of that it is showing honors. Okay, two errors. I'm saving, coming here and compiling. Now it is not having error, we have to run. Yes, we are getting the output. So that is your program. Already program is explained in your PPT. Okay, I'm just showing whether it is running or not. You just go through it. And here is a sample program related to the switch case. I'm copying, I'm taking the file, pasting, and we have to save it with a sample switch. File, save, paste .java. Okay, is there any mistake you are identifying? No. Okay, let me run. First I am clear the screen, java c sample switch .java. No error, java sample switch. Yes, I am getting the output. Okay, okay, so that is the execution. Okay, I closed. Once again let me open the command prompt and log out our default directory, log in into our directory. Yes, okay, I'm minimizing. Let me go to the next example, that is a nested switch is there. No, while, let me come to the while program. I'm copying while program, already I explained. Let me check whether it is running or not. Is there any mistakes? Okay, here it is not having any mistakes. I am going to be saving it as with while. File, save, paste .java. Now come here, compile it, java c while .java, java while. Yes, it is getting an output. And next we are moving to the next slide, that is the do while program. We have to do the do while program. Move to here, take the file new and paste and copying and save. While saving, class name.java, and come to the first clear the screen, compiling java c do while.java. Yes, there is no mistake. I am running while. Yes, we are getting the output. Okay, and next we are coming here and taking the for loop example. Let me copy, go to the notepad, take the new, save. While saving, use the for tick. Already this program is explained. I am going to be saving paste.java. Now I am saving and compiling java c for tick dot java. Yes, now there is no error. Let me run. Okay, so we are getting the output. Okay, so next let me move to the next slide, that is break. Okay, after that, sorry, here one more is there, for nested for is there. Let me copy a sample program of nested for. I'm copying, I'm taking a new file and I'm pasting, and I have to save this file. Okay, control C, and I'm saving paste.java, and come here, once again clear the screen, compile it with newly saved file. Is there any mistake? No mistake. Now run the program. So if you run, you are getting the output like this. Okay, here. Yes, and next, what is the next slide? We are having break statement. By using this break, let me copy and go to the new file and paste it, and break loop is there, copy it and save it. Already explained. Paste.java. Now compile it, java c break loop.java. There is no mistake. Run the program, break loop. Now we are getting the break loop. Okay, and next our concept is break as a forms, and here one civilized form of a break is exist, and I'm copying and go to the file new. I'm taking paste and save the file. Let me see, go to the file, save, paste.java. Now come here, command prompt, clear the screen, compile it, break.java, java break. Yes, likewise it will execute. Okay, and next here a sample program is exist. Copy and come to the file new and paste, and it is a sample program related to the continue. Go to file, save, and save.java. Okay, now file, save it, come here, compile it, java continue. Yes, we are getting the output. Okay, so that's it. Let me see this sample program and open the file new, type your program, continue label, copying and saving, pasting.java. come to editor and clear the screen, java c continue label.java. No error, running, continue label. That's it. So this is a way you can run, compile, edit all your programs I have shown. whatever the programs I have placed in your program. Okay.